What's up, guys? It's Mark. Hopefully, you're having a phenomenal day. Welcome to the channel, Growth on the Rocks, the channel where we help 40 plus men quit drinking and find a life of true purpose. If you like the content, please like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel growth. And let's just get into today's video, which is entitled The Real Gateway. Okay? I believe that it is a long, long road and it doesn't really happen too quickly. But the gateway to lots and lots of problems, and I'm talking about, your health, your relationships, your finances, and career, is all correlated to alcohol. Now, the weird thing is when you're stuck on the loop, if you will, even though it's happening, you might be thinking, well, at least I have alcohol to kind of numb my pain, to numb my feelings. Even though your world might be falling apart around you, your health is deteriorating, your relationships are poor, you're having a bad time at work, it still like masks the problem. And it's like this Ferris wheel effect. It's like this loop of problem drinking that we're talking about, okay? Because if you look back at really our relationship with alcohol, it wasn't always like that, was it? Think back when you were a child and you were like hanging out at like your parents might have people over and they're all drinking and you took a sip of your dad's beer or something. I distinctly remember this and I think you can relate to it. When you first tasted alcohol, you're like, that is disgusting. Like it's like, how would you ever want to drink that, right? Like, remember saying that? And your mom or dad probably said, well, it's an acquired taste. It's like that's the start of the loop. You didn't have a problem at all. You first tasted it and you thought it tasted like shit. Then it was kind of sort of fun as a teenager. You had a good relationship with it. I used to, you sneak out, you go to the park, you drink, you fall down. It was like this whole new experience. Like you didn't really even get hungover as a young person, like, 15, 16, 17, 18, kind of your early teenage years. And it was like a really social fun thing. All your buddies used to get around, you drank. It was awesome. You move kind of more into adulthood and it becomes more of a habit. And that's probably in my 20s. I turned the notch up a little bit, and drinking was definitely a big part of life. You go to college, you start the binge drinking. You first start going to bars and nightclubs and lounges and that sort of thing. And obviously, booze was there, and it was a huge, huge part of it, right? And then it kind of turns into a problem if you keep going. You start drinking alone, you're depressed, and it's just not fun. It's just something we do. And if you're thinking about that's you, then you might seriously have a problem, have an issue with alcohol, and it might be affecting a lot of areas in your life. And if you don't fix that, then really trouble is on its way. You can surely believe. Now, people has this conception that it's like independent of drinking, but really it just escalates all your troubles with your partner, with your job, with your health, with your kids, with your community, etc., etc. Every avenue of your life gets tied back to the drinking. Okay? It's kind of like the Stockholm syndrome. If you've heard of the Stockholm syndrome, it's really a coping mechanism to captivate or abusive situation, sorry. People develop positive feelings towards alcohol. They have this association with alcohol. Well, it makes me feel better. And, they might be right for that one or two drinks, but then again, it's that Ferris wheel effect. It's that loop effect, right? Maybe you still think that all those issues are independent of alcohol. So what should we do? Your life's falling apart. I talked to a couple of people earlier, Their life's falling apart. Should I quit smoking? I'm overweight. Should I start eating healthy? Should I, set goals? And where do I start? And really, the number one thing to do once you become more and more clear about this, once you've been more sober, you'll understand this. But when you're in the haze, it's hard to understand. The number one thing is to quit drinking. That will honestly solve a lot of your issues because to be happy, healthier, and wealthier, it's going to be extremely difficult with alcohol. Like, honestly, stop and think about it. You think that it's helping you, but it's absolutely hurting you negatively. Okay? And you know I'm right. You know I'm right on a conscious level. But really, what happens is like in my some of my other videos, my video yesterday, I was talking about how we're deeply programmed, we're deeply rooted in the subconscious programming. It's called a paradigm. It's a habitual way of living life where you say, I'm not going to drink tonight. And then you go to the bar and the waiter comes over and says, hey, what do you want? Oh, I'll just have a pint of Keith's. It's a beer up here in Canada. And it's like you just automatically say it on autopilot. You don't even think, you just do. If you have a partner, watch them. Like in the morning, they might be on their phone on Instagram. They just spring right into action. They just do. They run the program. And don't mess with their program because it'll throw them off kilter. It's the same with drinking. You need to change it on a subconscious level. Because we all know that there's health problems associated with drinking. We all know that. But we still do it though, right? We know that it causes liver disease, heart disease, some forms of cancer, pancreatitis, depression, anxiety, cognitive impairment, digestive problems, sexual dysfunctions, you can't get it up, these sort of things. We know all these things, but we continue to do it. It hides the problem. It masks the problem. It's like looking through a camera and it's all blurry. But still, we still drink. It also steals your energy, and you know that too. You drink alcohol, problem drinking, you're drinking every night. You're probably operating at 70% max capacity. So you're leaving 30% on the table as far as your money and your career goes. You know what I mean? You're increasing spending, you're losing productivity, you're missing work, maybe even. You're calling in. That's a big issue here in Revelstoke. People, they get hammered at night and then they just call in. There's staff shortages all over the place because of drinking. Poor judgment. You might make poor decisions, have negative consequences for your career. Saying or doing something inappropriate at a Christmas party or something to that effect. You know what I mean? And you want to go to that Christmas party and you want to get in with the right people and maybe advance your career, but then you start drinking. Maybe you went in there with the preconceived notion that you didn't want to drink, but everyone else was drinking and you just fell into that social trap, right? Again, the programming, the habitual pattern, right? Think about it. And then your family and your relationships, you're really not present to the fullest extent. You're not being 100% dialed in. You're not the best, man. Like, honestly, you're not the best parent to your kids. You're less than optimal, okay? Even with your wife, man. Even with your wife. It's like there's 3 people operating in your head. Literally, there's 3 people in your relationship, I should say. It's like you, your wife, and then McBoozy. Who's McBoozy? McBoozy's that idiot voice in your head that just says, oh, maybe I'll just go and drink with the boys tonight at the bar. Just don't worry about the kids and the wife. Like, it's not a big deal. How is that the best? How is that you living to the best version of yourself? It's not. It's poor quality. It's less than optimal. It's less than subpar. It's subpar. Hopefully you can catch it early though. Honestly, hopefully you can catch it early. Because all those problems that I just went over, they will catch up to you. They honestly will. If you don't rectify the solution, okay? So, that's today's video. If you found some value in that video, please like and comment. Check out the description. There's some free resources there for you. You can book a strategy call with me. I can help you get clear. I can help you get focused. I can help you learn, stretch, and grow and really achieve your maximum performance. My phone number is there if you want to reach out. There's the I Am Sober app. Okay? Have yourself a phenomenal day and keep this in mind. And don't be like I was. Don't wait until it's too late and you lose a lot of great things in your life. Okay, I'll talk about my story in another video. There's always a time and place for everything. But just know that if you keep putting it on the back burner and you keep thinking that it's all good, it's all going to work itself out, and I'm just going to keep hanging out with Mick Boozerson or Mick Boozy, it's going to bite you in the ass eventually. Honest to God. That's the honest to God truth. And once you're sober, once you're clear, you're going to feel rejuvenated again, and you're going to be able to take life by the freaking horns and just absolutely crush it. So go ahead and like the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.